Strapping on a metronome for one, and making sure you're playing in rhythm and in time. Normal practice session. It usually starts with a warm-up, and that's usually like a drum rudiment or a chord exercise, something to just get your hands warmed up. Then I'll play a song that I played for forever, just to enjoy it again, to see if there's some small thing I can do to it to make it a little bit different. And so this is practice time for performance. Is that right? And then I'll take a couple song sets that I've done in the past, and then I'll just run through them one at a time, work at transitions, work at stories in between transitions, or at least think about them. And mostly, again, just strapping on a metronome and making sure that when I play in concert, that's the one thing that's not wavering, is my timing.
Do you have a favorite thing to practice?
Actually, drum rudiments. I'm nowhere near some of my percussive friends who play hammered dulcimer, and you know who you are, because I'm just not a percussion major or a doctor or whatever. But I get a lot of creations of my own from practicing drum rudiments.
What do you not like to practice but know it makes you better to work on it?
Metronome. It's a love-hate thing.
It goes back to your first piano teacher,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Do you have a certain creative process that you follow? Explain how you create your new pieces.
I don't really have a certain creative process. It just kind of happens. Sometimes it's a culmination or a coupling of a few things, whether it's an idea, whether it's a rainy day out that day, what my mood is, what I've been thinking about that week. And so I just come in and I practice. Some of my practice times, a lot of my practice times include just that creative process. Mm-hmm. Whether I'm working on a song, a cover tune that I'm trying to cover, but with the original songs especially, it has a lot to do with what I've just been pondering lately, or someone posted something and I read it or saw a picture or something like that, and I'll just come in and I'll start thinking about what those words, what that mood, or what that picture represents, and how can I explain it through notes.
Going back to performance preparation, what goes into the planning of your set list?
Honestly, probably boredom more than anything. So, I get really bored just doing the same set over and over again. So I'll constantly throw in some new songs here and there. I want to take people on a journey, and that includes highs and lows, not necessarily lows in performance, but just emotion. And I want to take them through wow moments and introspective moments, and but I'm not a stickler with how they should walk through it. I don't tell them how to walk through my program. I just kind of let it do what it does, and I want to be careful that I don't paint the picture for them and let them be moved by whatever is in their past or in their present and that kind of thing. So I think that's the beauty of instrumental music, is it can apply and touch people at different times, at different places, going through different things. And where lyrical songs always tell people exactly what's going on. And so I think that's one of the beautiful parts of instrumental music.
Do you get nervous before a performance? If so, how do you deal with it?
I do stretches. I'll shake my hands. Yes, I do get nervous. I think it's more adrenaline than nerves, but at the moment, who can really tell? So, I do a lot of this, shaking of hands, just kind of trying to get the energy out of my arms, and that way there's less quivering. I'll lay on the floor, just stretch out, lay back, and just kind of ease tension out of my back. I think that's about it.
As a player who's reached the level that you have on the hammered dulcimer, what is your biggest struggle when playing the instrument still to this day?
I'm always afraid I'm going to run out of ideas. So that's probably not a struggle. It's probably just a fear. It's like that nightmare that you've had for 20 years. It just kind of suddenly shows up and you don't know why, and you've been dreaming the same thing. I think that's it. I think the struggle, so probably just I work really hard at being creative, inventive, and musical. I sure hope to high heaven that I never am one of those people that just, well, one of my favorite phrases that people tell me is, your expressiveness is just incredible. And I get that from a lot of musicians, and that means a lot. I work on that a lot.
What advice do you have for a beginning hammered dulcimer player?
Be patient with yourself. I remember many, many years of just being so irritated that I couldn't do what I had in my head and what I heard, and I didn't have the mechanics or the knowledge of the instrument. So be patient. It's an odd instrument. It's really hard. It's not easy. And play with passion.
What is your favorite part about being Ted Yoder?
I have 7 wonderful kids, and I have a wonderful wife of 21 years. And thirdly, to those 2, I get to do what I love for a living. Can't ask more than that.
Is there something that you have never been asked before that you have always wanted to answer or share with your fans?
I sure never have thought, I wish they would ask that hard question. Would you have any ideas, dear? I don't think I have anything.
Maybe just that you don't get much time to talk about how much your fans' responses to you make a difference every day.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think, what was the question?
Is there something you've never been asked that you've always wanted to answer or share with your fans?
I don't think I've ever been asked, how much do your fans mean to you? And if it would be really hard for me to be a musician back in the day when you honestly just went and made music and your publicist or your manager didn't let you see any negative reviews, and and back in the day, I mean, goodness sakes, if you were from LA and you got a review in the Detroit Daily News, you never read it, you never heard about it because it was all the way across the country. Now everything's online and there's good and bad to that. The bad thing is you get to see every single stinking negative comment and opinion that somebody might have of you and your music. The good thing is when you're feeling useless and you can go online and you can play a song for people and they come back with just